Right, so the date is the 29th of August 2022. It's Mum and Dad's wedding anniversary in September the 16th, so in about 18 days away. So this is the first session of the interview of Dad about his life story. So we're going to start with chapter 1, In the Beginning. What were your parents' full names and dates of birth?
My parents' full names. My father was Alfred George Grimwood, and you want his date of birth?
If you can remember it.
I can't remember with any great accuracy. I think it may have been the 11th. What would that be? The 11th of what?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't got a clue about that. Don't worry if you can't remember it. How old was he when he had you? Do you remember?
No, they came back from the war, and he was obviously oh dear.
Must have if he was must have been born about 1920, I suppose. Around then, give or take.
Who I must have been.
No, Alfred.
Yeah. I got a feeling his birthday was the 11th of June.
Oh.
But what year would that be?
I don't know, but I can probably get this information from Ellen. So I'll ask her about it.
Yeah. And I got the idea that
let me get a pen.
I think it was 11. Was it Ellen was Mum was the 14th.
And what was your mum's full name?
Dorothy. I don't know what her second name was.
Tyzak, wasn't it, her last one?
Oh, her surname was Tyzak before she got married.
Okay. Right. Well, I'll get their birthdays off Ellen. And do you know where they were born? Do you know where your mum was born? They're tricky, aren't they? Because I'm not. I know you were born in London, like in Plaistow or
Plaistow.
Yeah.
That was me, was it?
Yeah, I think so. There's a hospital that
Howard's Road Nursing Home.
That's right.
And who was born there? I was, you say.
I can't quite remember. But no, where was any idea where Alfred was born? Your dad?
No.
How about your mum? I'm sure she was a Cockney.
Well, who was born in that Howard's Road Nursing Home then?
It was either probably you or mum, wasn't it? All right. Well, let's not worry about that now. What was the occupation? What did your dad Alfred do for a job?
Yeah. From when? From the first time we got a job?
Yeah, I mean, what would you say was his predominant career?
Lorry driver.
A lorry driver. And I know he did that in the war, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he did that as a civilian as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't the first job he had as a civilian, because he used to work at Ford's Motor Company.
Oh, I see.
Up in Dagenham.
Oh, right.
It was only later that he got a job with the council.
Driving lorries for them?
Pardon?
What did he do in the Dagenham Ford? You work on a production line or something?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Oh, okay. So it's always been like close to vehicles.
Mm.
And you worked in Lucas CAV, didn't you? Like making parts for diesel
Yeah.
engines.
Yeah.
And what about your mum? What did she do? What was her main?
Well, she used to operate a kind of hairdressers.
That's
So
right.
she used to go out to people's house and do their hair.
Yeah. She did mine and Sam's hair, didn't she? Yeah, she did. Yeah, I remember it very well. I'm sure she had a job in a factory that wasn't that far outside Cavendish at some point. Does that ring any bells? Or was it just hairdressing?
No, there was a little place just outside Cavendish. I think where they used to make Christmas cards and things like that.
Right, yeah, I can't. Yeah, I don't know. What, and you think she may have worked there for a little bit as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know she used to go around on a bicycle because apparently she used to stick me in the basket in the front.
Is that right?
When she was cycling around to different customers, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, you wouldn't be able to do that anymore.
No.
Get some frowns, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
How many children were there in your family? I think I know the answer. And where were you in the lineup?
So when you're talking about the family...
Yeah, it was just you and Ellen, wasn't it? 2 children?
Yeah, just the 2 children.
And you were firstborn, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how far was Ellen behind you?
About 6 years.
Okay. About 6 years. Oh, right. Yeah, I've seen quite a few photos of that. And your date of birth was
7th of March.
7th of March.
1940.
1940. And generally speaking, how would you describe your childhood? What was it like?
Yeah, we used to go out to play a lot, which you could in those days. You know, play out in the road. Because we lived down an unmade road, Pole Road.
Okay.
So there wasn't a problem with traffic or anything like that. And yeah, so it was fairly normal, I would think, for young children at that stage.
Right.
I used to help my dad in the garden on the allotment. I always used to be looking up at the clock on the church tower to see when I'd done my hour.
Oh.
Because I had to do an hour's digging or an hour on the allotment to get me pocket money.
Oh, I see.
So I used to keep a very close eye on the clock, which I could see up over the tower, to know when my hour was up. And I'd scoot back home then.
They wouldn't do a minute more.
No.
Oh, okay. And was this when you were on Canvey Island?
No, this is probably when we were in Cavendish.
Oh, I see. And how old were you when you moved to Cavendish? Can you remember?
When we moved to Cavendish from Canvey Island.
Yeah.
Well, when I moved to Canvey Island, I was 2. So I moved from Canvey Island to Cavendish when I was about 14.
Oh, I see. So you were on Canvey Island for about 12 years. And I think between the age because you were born in 1940, and then you moved in to Canvey Island in 1942. So those 2 years, I think you were in like close to central London, weren't you? Around like Plaistow or something. Yeah,
because it's Grandad wanted us to move us out of Canvey in order to avoid the bombing. No, he moved us to Canvey.
Right.
To avoid the bombing that was going on up in London.
Yeah, because there was a big evacuation, wasn't there, of like families and children to the countryside, wasn't there?
Yeah, so it was Grandad moved his entire family that he could, from London down to Canvey.
Right, and it's a lot safer there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you had like a relatively normal childhood after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember much about? I remember. Do you remember much about the war when you were growing up?
Just dribs and drabs, really.
Yeah.
I can remember seeing the doodle bugs come over because as they were flying out from London out to East Anglia, then it would be as they were coming over our place, that the engines would cut out and they'd glide in, the doodle bugs.
That's when they run out of fuel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is all how they worked, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. So it was quite ominous when you heard the engines cut out.
Oh yes.
Wow. Okay.
And the other thing I can remember is seeing some what they call incendiary bombs landing in our garden.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Well, they setting up a fire or something.
Yeah, that was the idea of them. They would see a lot of those incendiary bombs were dropped on East London.
Right.
And of course, the houses would all catch light, and
Yeah.
it was a way of spreading, terror to the people who were there.
So then they hit your garden then? They just kind of, what happened? Did they just go out by themselves, or did you get the fire brigade along?
Oh, what you mean if? Yeah, we never had our house on fire.
Right.
As I say, the incendiary bombs I remember landed in the garden.
Right, I see.
I don't think they were very big things, they weren't great big bombs.
Oh, right.
About the size of a loaf of bread or something like that.
Right, I see. Yeah, I think they used to just have normal bombs, didn't they? And then because of the damage they'd done, it would be easier to start fires.
Yeah, they'd have the high explosive bombs.
Yeah.
They'd be dropping onto London. And I think the incendiary bombs that came to Canby were where they used to, on their return flight, the bombers used to jettison their load.
Oh, I see. Oh, right, okay. So then you moved to Cavendish when you were what? What did you say, 14 years old?
14 I was.
Okay. And what school did you go to?
Long Road Primary School.
Okay. Was that in Cavendish or was that in Canby?
That was in Canby.
Right. All right. Well, I'll ask a bit more about your education later. Do you remember one or two stories very clearly about your childhood? A couple of anecdotes, maybe.
Not really. What kind of thing are you thinking about?
Well, I don't know. It's one of those questions that's kind of puts you on the spot a bit, isn't it? I'll have a bit of trouble answering that. So I think. How about your holidays when you were little? I suppose going abroad was a bit less common then, wasn't it?
Oh yes, very much so.
Yeah. Did you manage to get out to the Isle of Wight or somewhere like that?
No, I remember one time we had a caravan down at Walton on the Naze.
Oh, up in Essex?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember much about holidays, in all honesty.
Right.
Because I know some people can look back on their holidays and rattle them off. We went there. Because I don't remember a great deal
I see.
about holidays. So I remember going in this caravan. I believe it was to Walton on the Naze.
Right. Okay.
But I can't say that I've got a load of childhood memories, about holidays with my parents and everything.
No, I remember. Yeah, I think memory where I remember the kind of the places we went. I know we went to Clipsby quite a lot. And I know some of the things we did there because we used to do them every time we went.
Yeah.
I remember the clubhouse there, and we went to like across to France a few times, and we had a caravan, didn't we?
When we had a caravan and drove over to France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can sometimes like
So
the
they're
bad
the
stuff.
kind of holiday things that you remember.
Yeah. And then you like, I think people remember bad stuff as well. Like I remember when Sam got his toe caught in some pedal machine. Yeah.
That's why we were out camping, weren't we?
Yeah, I can't remember where that was.
It was in France.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, that makes me wince just thinking about it. And then of course we met Danny and Joe on holiday, didn't we? Pat and Harry. So we went up to the Lake District a few times. Yeah. Anyway, are there any like particularly happy, funny, or sad like what kind of lessons that you learned when you were growing up?
We used to go swimming quite a lot when we were on Canvey.
Oh, okay.
We used to swim in the bay.
Oh.
There was a bay there in Canvey.
Because that was in the Thames Estuary, was it? Canvey Island?
Yes.
Mm.
We used to swim from one side of the bay to the other.
I see.
And we used to go flying out. We used to have a box kite. We used to fly that quite a lot.
Yeah. Was that you and the kids in the neighbourhood?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I remember one time when we cycled. We cycled from Canvey Island up to my grandparents in Cavendish.
Oh wow.
Which was quite a long bike ride.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's right.
When you did that in one day?
About 3 of us went.
Ah.
I don't know, a couple of mates of mine. And we cycled up to our grandparents, or my grandparents, who were living in Cavendish at the time. But we cycled up from Canvey, I'm sure. But yeah, it was quite a trek.
Yeah.
How many miles that would be?
It sounds like you're crossing at least a couple of counties, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, it sounds almost impossible today, doesn't it?
Oh no, that's 50 miles. I've cycled 65 miles in a day before.
Yeah.
Take you the best part of the day to do though, wouldn't it?
It would.
And you wouldn't be able to come back in the same day.
No. No, so we stayed with my grandparents for a little while. And came back, I would think. Yeah.
Can you remember the names of your grandparents?
My grandparents.
Yeah.
We had some pictures around here of them, didn't we?
We do have some somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, we've got pictures of my grandparents and pictures of Mum's grandparents.
Yeah.
In fact, one of them I'm sure is around here on the windowsill.
That's all right.
Over here,
I should have, that's my fault actually, I should have brought some pictures with me. We could have gone, I can do that another time. You can go through one of the albums.
Now what am I looking for? Mum's
Well,
Now this is not the right picture for them.
no.
It's a picture of just the two of them, and he's got great big bushy eyebrows, which is where I reckon I get mine from.
Who's this?
And there's a picture of them.
Is this Alfred's? Alfred's dad.
Yes, it would be.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Next time I come, I'll bring the that picture album up, and we can go through it.
Yeah, I thought there was always a picture on here of that would be my maternal grandparents, wouldn't it, I think?
Yeah. What? Dorothy's parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't worry about it for now. We'll get that back.
Well, I'm sure there's a picture on that windowsill or somewhere
Let me have a
very, very near. Well, it might be in Mum's room.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it may be in Mum's room.
Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. There we go.
That's the one.
So they were Alfred's parents, were they?
I don't know, I can't remember whether they were Alfred's parents.
Wow.
That's your grandma.
That's your grandma.
My grandma. Terrible how your old memory lets you down, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I won't worry about it. It's, maybe Ellen can help out. I think Ellen's quite good with all that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
she is.
Yeah.
Yes, because she's done the family tree and everything, hasn't she?
That's right. Yeah.
I'm sure he was a Bill.
Ah.
I don't know about her.
Okay, well, not to worry.
We used to go round their place and she'd make us some scones.
Oh, okay.
But something that, mixture must have been a bit off because they tasted awful.
Oh dear.
I remember us throwing them away.
Oh. Never mind.
Yeah.
So what kind of values do you think you were brought up with?
Well, work hard. Be as honest as you can.
Mm.
Which I got caught out on that and made me do it in future. I pinched a tangerine out of the front of the greengrocers.
Oh.
And Mum caught me out by it.
Dear.
Because she smelt this tangerine. And then she said, well, where did you get that from? Where did you get the money from? And I had to admit in the end, I'd pinched it
Oh dear.
off the fruit and vegetable store.
Since she wasn't too happy about that.
No. So I got told off a bit for that.
Okay.
It made me walk the straight and narrow after that, I think.
Right. Okay. Good. Yeah. I think a lot of us as children have done something like that, haven't we? Nicked a sweet out of a pick and mix or something like that. Yeah. So work hard, and I know you're quite frugal with money, aren't you? Be careful about what you spend.
Yes, I don't kind of frizzle money away unnecessarily.
Yeah.
I don't gamble at all.
No, I've got that from you. No, I don't gamble. What were your most important friendships as a boy, do you think?
When I was in Canby, as I say, we lived in Pole Road, and I think our next door neighbours, when we were there, had a son who I was quite pally with.
Oh.
Can't remember his name.
No, not why. Oh, you used to knock about together, did you?
Who was that?
Your neighbours.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, I'm getting muddled with my children I went to school with.
Mm.
That would have been Canby as well. Yeah, there was Michael Vincent. I've mentioned these before to somebody. Would it have been you?
I don't think so.
Michael Vincent, Raymond Greytrex. The two of the boys I went to the primary school with.
Oh.
Vera Wellman. And then there was someone who went on to do quite well in show business. Gloria Paul.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
I think we looked that up on the internet, Gloria Paul, and got some details.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
I'll have to have a look. Gloria Paul. What's she? Is she an actress? Entertainer?
More like a chorus girl, I think.
Oh, I don't know what that is. Chorus girl.
Dancing and that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Gloria Paul. Okay.
Mm.
And what age did you finish school?
What, primary school or what?
No, what age did you leave school?
16.
16. Okay. Oh, all right. And were there any teachers or subjects that you particularly liked or didn't like?
Yeah, yeah. Mr. Angelbeck.
Oh, yeah.
Bother you. Can I check your thing?
Yeah, if we're not careful, we'll muddle up between children at primary school and children at secondary school.
And kind of blurring in a bit. Yeah. What were your favourite subjects at school?
I used to like maths and science.
Ah, okay. And what qualifications did you do? O levels?
Yeah, I did O levels. I got 8 O levels.
Right. Okay. So what O levels did you either just pass or fail them? Was that?
Yeah, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
8's quite good, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay.
I could really think about it. I'd probably rattle them off which ones they were. English and English language, maths, chemistry, history, French. That must be about it.
Right. Oh, good. Yeah, not too similar from the subjects I did. I was like, quite interested in science. And what did you do any kind of sports, drama, or any clubs outside of school? Any extracurricular activities?
I always used to be in the school play.
Ah, okay.
And I remember one play I was in. It was called The Crimson Coconut. I can't remember much about it, other than I took part in it.
Were you one of the lead roles?
Yeah, I think I was.
Yeah, okay. Crimson coconut here. I'm going to look that up as well, see if I can find what that's about. And Gloria Paul. Right.
And I think I was in one or two kind of pantomimes as well.
Yeah, you were dressed up.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I think I've seen one of your school pictures. Might have that knocking around somewhere. Okay, well, we'll have a break there. I've been going for half an hour and can pick it up next time. You're off to work.
So what are you going to do with all this?
Well, I'm going to, I'll stop the recording in a minute and then I'll transfer it onto my computer and I'll probably upload it with the rest of those things that I showed you on YouTube.
Oh, right.
And you know, we'll do this over maybe 3 or 4 sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have a copy of it for posterity.
So are you doing this purely out of interest?
Yeah.
You're not going to sit in examination or
No,
anything?
no, it's not for a project or anything. No. Well, that stuff, yeah, I'm interested in it, and yeah, it's one of my friends. He got a professional company to do this, and he spent £1,500, and they wrote a book together with pictures and everything.
Oh.
So unfortunately, I don't have £1,500. But we do have a voice recorder, and maybe I'll get a video camera for one of these as well.
Oh.
And we have pictures, so yeah, we can make our own version. Right, thank you very much. Let's sign off there.
A pleasure.